Well, I guess we should start way back. So Days
Oh
the
hell.
Emperor
Hmm.
introduced us.
Hmm.
But then we would later find out we have other connections
Facts. Facts.
throughout life because NYC is the biggest small place on the planet.
That's the truth.
You ain't lying.
I introduced you guys so y'all could work together.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Flip is an amazing producer, engineer, and during COVID, we built a strong rapport. I was telling him, I was outside a lot that time, and I'm like, yo, nobody's doing anything that you doing. You know what I mean? And I just thought about how that would resonate on his beats, right, and his sound. You feel what I'm saying? So I wanted to introduce y'all, and see how that would pan out.
Right.
It's amazing to see y'all grow. Y'all relationship grow to where it's at now, right?
Right, years later.
Yeah,
right.
years
and
later.
not that many
right?
years either, like 4 years later, 5 years later.
Yeah.
And he introduced us, and then we developed our own rapport. So Flip moves, and then we don't meet. We just have a virtual relationship, and we're kicking it. And then that takes us to Keys.
The thing about keys, I remember when you gave me the idea, and I was like, all right, let me see what I could cook up. And I remember I had the exact beat the way it is now. I remember I'm like, all right, let me just send this to you as a sample, see what you think about it. And I don't think I added anything else to it. Like,
So JD, you were already hearing the words. You were hearing you heard the beat and it already spoke to you at that point.
Yeah, because I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I just wanted to drop like a talk shit track. And so it was supposed to be almost like one of those Drake songs with the timestamps. That was kind of the idea. I think Certified Lover Boy had just come out, if I remember correctly. And I was like, this 8 a.m. on Bridal Path shit is probably the weakest of all the timestamps. And niggas cannot stop talking about it. I need to get my timestamp on too.
so in all honesty, I had no idea what this man was going for. I had no idea. I just sent it like,
That's
yo,
it.
so what you think? And he was like, yo, I
Right.
think I got the
So from
track.
there,
He was like, yeah, I think I got the track. I was like, what?
Yeah. So I was just at work writing. And when I got up for work at 7 a.m., I knew he'd be up already taking the kids to school and stuff. And I was like, I think I'm done. Maybe like a few more lines. And he didn't respond to me.
Yeah, I was like, what?
He
I was
didn't
like,
respond to me. I hit him and was like, hey, I'm done with the track. But he didn't call me. He didn't text me. He called you.
I don't remember the conversation exactly. I know I know part of it was he's like, yo, I sent Jay the beat and he's done already. No, but me all nonchalant, like, all right.
Instead, he called Days and was like, yo, your man is a monster. Like, I don't know how the hell he's done with this track already. He somehow finished it in less than 12 hours and he was at work.
I can hear his response right now, too. I can hear his response.
He told me,
Yo,
he
son,
told
that's
you.
JD, son. Yo, son.
sounds like him.
Exactly. That's exactly what he said.
I'm
He
telling
told
you.
me, he was like, son, that's JD, son.
Yo, this is so funny because like the level of validity in these responses, right? Like when people watch this back and they get to see him be like, yo, son, he was, and then you see me before, you can show before or after. Me like, yeah, son, that's Jay.
That's Jay,
That's
right?
what he does. Like, you feel me?
JD.
Well, Flip
So,
was like, I didn't even finish the beat yet.
Yeah, I
Right.
was like, he
Right.
never even got back to me on the beat. Like, he never told me what he
yeah,
thought
because I
about
was
it.
like, nah, it's good. And that was actually our first conversation. It wasn't even the lyrics. It was just like, yo, I think this needs more. You don't think it needs more? And I was like, no, I don't think it needs anything. Just lyrics and a voice. And he was like,
No.
all right, son, let's see what you do.
If I listen to it now, I don't know what I would have brought in anyway. Like right now, if I had to add something to it, I wouldn't. You get what I mean? I'd be there all day. Like, damn.
I'm the hatter. So we
That was a
had
good
Keys
call.
and we put out Keys. And at first there was no discussion of anything else. It was just like, we're just gonna put out Keys and see what people think. And that's it. And there was no talks of other collabs at all.
So there was no idea of this larger project. It was just, let's see how things go. Let's work on this one thing and then, whatever.
That's kind of how it started. And then a couple months later, I was like, I think we should work together more. I might start working on some new stuff. And then this is where Flip fucked up the game. Flip was like, I got a website where I put beats up.
Facts.
Maybe you should check that out. It's
Yeah.
probably easier than me trying to figure out what beats to send you because I don't really know what you're looking for. And I was like, okay. And this what really fucked me up. Maybe I'm going to be wrong about the number. You can correct me. But I went on the website and there was something like 200 beats on the shit.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Yeah.
And so
it was a
I
little
was like a kid
ridiculous.
in a candy store at that point. And he was like, you going to use all those beats? And I was like,
I definitely remember that.
yeah, and I was just like, if I'm allowed to, like, I mean, if they're not spoken for.
I respected that. And that's when I was like, all right, this could be something.
He's gone mad. So I remember when I first heard the beat, like I said, it was on those, it was on the website. And I just remember hearing it and was like, this is so weird and like kind of challenging.
Unorthodox as hell.
Yeah, and I remember just being like, what am I gonna do with this? And I didn't know, but I knew the flow that I wanted to use. I just was like, I have no idea what the context of this will be. And so I had the beat, but we were talking a lot about, okay, now we have all these beats. What the hell are we gonna do? You know, what kind of project? And you was on some like, man, whatever you come up with, we'll figure it out later. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I remember.
Nah. I was like, nah. You like, what do you mean? I'm like, I like concepts. And I remember it was like, there was just like a quick conversation. It was like, all right, well, let's both think of concepts and see what we come up with. But then I was listening to like all the beats. I created a playlist of all the beats that I had. And I don't think I had Come Back Baby and Fool yet at this time. It was just the ones from the website.
I believe
it was
that.
just the ones from the website. I remember just listening to the beats and I was like, none of these beats sound like they belong together. Like,
at all.
This shit sounds crazy. Like it sounds all over the place. And maybe that's the theme. And so then we spoke again. And I said that and you was like, all right, so what you thinking? Like some Joker Asylum, some Batman Asylum type shit?
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe, but I feel like that's not good enough. You was like, nigga, Joker is not good enough? What do you mean? Like, that lets you go anywhere.
At that point, I had no idea. I was like, all right, let me just see where this is going to go. Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know either, honestly. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sold on Joker. Let's keep that as an idea, but let's keep thinking. And then I don't know. One day I was just listening to the beats and I'm like, oh, what about the Mad Hatter?
The Mad Hatter.
I remember I said, I was like, the what?
The Mad Hatter.
I said, the Mad what?
Yes, the Mad Hatter.
What is that? Well, go ahead.
No, keep going. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was like, what is that? I have no idea what that is.
Right. So then I'm like, you've never seen Alice in Wonderland? Like,
right.
You
and
don't
I was
know
like,
the Mad Hatter? And he's like, no.
Yeah, I've probably seen it once.
Right. That was what you said. He's like, I might have seen it once, but I don't really know. And I was like, all right, let me break it down. And so he was like, that is crazy. And I still don't know how you're going to tie all these beats together, but we're going to have to figure it out. So I'm like, yeah, we are going to have to figure it out. But then I knew what to do with He's Gone Mad because I'm like, oh, I got to talk about what made the guy go crazy and the guy being me. Yeah, Flip. We're gonna talk some shit on this one, baby. They probably like, yo, why ain't he rapping yet? How you gonna start your project with all this beat in the beginning? It's mad. It's unpredictable. I feel like once we knew, hey, we're doing Mad Hatter, then the pieces started coming together quicker. Because before that, I was just writing whatever. And was like, oh, all right, I have this idea, I have that idea. But then once I knew I had Mad Hatter, it was like, okay, now I know I have to create some kind of structure that's going to tie all of this together. And we knew Keys has to be there because that was the first joint that we did together. It only makes sense. And it was like not our single, but everybody knew it and loved it. Like everybody was already like, yo, Keys is crazy. When's more coming? Like, what is this leading to? And we were like, I don't know. We'll figure that out. But when we did figure it out, it was like, okay, so Keys has to be in this mix for sure.
Exactly.
This one, it gets crazy for me anyway. I remember one day we were texting and I was like, yo, you still didn't send me. There was a beat I wanted him to edit. It actually didn't even make the project, but there's a beat I wanted him to edit. And I was like, yo, you didn't send me that edit. And once I started getting beats, you told me you got some more beats in the stash. He's like, oh, you know what? There's a couple of y'all I got to send beats to. I'm going to send out some beats. Just check your email. And I was like,
oh, yeah.
What? What does that even mean? He's like, nah, just check your email in like 2 minutes. And this nigga starts emailing 5, 6, 7 beats to like a group of us or some shit like, hey, if anybody wants this beat, just claim it. It's like the carrot is dangling right there. It's like whoever gets it first is yours. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so fortunate that right now I'm like not at work. Because I could sit there and deadass just wait for the email one by one.
Definitely replied first.
Well, listen.
I can
let's talk about
that. I can guarantee that.
Because I had the phone in my hand and was hitting refresh on that motherfucker. I was like, refresh.
I remember that.
Refresh. Because he sent like 6 different emails. But I don't even know how many people were in the email. Like, you know how it shows you there's other people? It was other people. And that was each email was like, another beat. Let me know if y'all are digging it. And I'm like, what?
Yeah,
no,
I had them.
I need to hear these right now.
That was around the time I learned that you could schedule emails. And I had forgot to send them. And I was like, all right. So I had them all ready to go. I was just adding your name to each one. That's hilarious. But I remember that.
It was a lot of people. So imagine if people was paying attention. You had like 45 people writing a comeback, baby.
Come on, son.
Not even.
Lucky I responded in seconds.
Well, my thing is, bro, don't even send a beat to me that you sent to somebody else.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't even do that. Yeah, don't do that. Because now, right? Now you might have a situation where you got to choose, like,
as the producer, that puts you in a bad position.
Yeah, absolutely. Or you might be conflicted, right? Because both songs is fire.
And
so
now
what you do?
Now you Little John with the Usher and P.D. Pablo records.
Oh yeah.
Now it's like, all right, same beat, but let's you know what? Let's just change the sound or two.
Or
and it'd be the same shit.
I'm saying, look what with the whole Buster beat, like 45 people got that joint. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You feel me?
And so 2 of the beats that came from that later would become Fool and Comeback Baby.
Comeback Baby.
Dash loves that record.
That is a special.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, that's a special somebody.
So Nothings is actually the first song I wrote from the batch of the beats. And so Nothings was on that website. And I remember hearing it and was like, oh, this that Hove shit. Like this that Kanye sample shit. Like, okay, now they're gonna let me get in my bag. Okay, let me get in my song cry Kanye bag. We're talking about Nothings.
Okay.
I know you know where this is going already.
I know where this is going.
So I'm gonna just let you hit play.
I was waiting for this part.
I'm gonna just let you hit play.
All right.
When I tell you that beat has, all right, what's the word? It has hit everybody's ears that I know.
Right.
Every artist I know. I'm telling you, I was like, yo, this right here. I was like, what you think about this? It's like, I like that, but I don't know. I'm not on that right now. Play something else. I'm like, all right. Definitely played it for days. To this day,
I would say I know Days had it.
He's like, yo, son, what happened? I'm like, bro.
So the story goes, and whenever I speak to Days for this doc, we'll make sure to bring that up. But the story goes, as so I'm told, that Days had the beat but didn't like the drums. And wanted you to stack the drums.
Yeah.
And apparently he never stacked the drums and the shit was sitting on his website. So you had the beat.
Yeah, I had the beat, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't want to force anything at the time. Emmy was working on so much stuff. Like, I ain't gonna front, I was like emptying out the vote. So I was going in, I was doing so much. And I just didn't want to do that because I was in rhythm of doing everything else.
Right.
And aside from that, I was like, yo, like I said, I'm like, yo, can you stack them drums? I feel like if you stack them drums, you know, it'll hit harder.
Right.
You know what I mean? At least for me. He never stacked the drums. He did nothing.
He did nothing. Exactly. I didn't know that. So let me be clear. I didn't try to steal the beat from anybody. But it was sitting on the website. It was one of the ones that I didn't need him to send me. It was already there, available for download, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm doing this." And that was one of those songs where it was just like, "All right, where am I going to go with this song?" Because, like, I'm really thinking like, "Can't Be Life." Song Cry. Like I'm thinking Blueprint 1 type Jay-Z,
I get
Dynasty type Jay-Z, and I'm like, okay,
sample call for that.
where do I want to go with this? And let me be clear, at this time, there's no Mad Hatter, there's no discussion of what are we gonna do with these beats. This is just like I downloaded the beat at 3 a.m. and I'm just trying to figure out what am I gonna do with this beat. I truly didn't know for a while what I was gonna do with this beat. This was one of those beats where, like I said, kind of like To the Max, aka Comeback Baby, where it was just like I just was enjoying playing it. Like I just was enjoying listening to it. And I gotta be honest, I had to tell myself to stop. Because there are beats that I've had for like 12 years that I just love listening to so much that I never write to them. I'm just like, ooh, where's that one beat though? Oh, that's the shit.
That's
Put
when it
on the
turns into an
speakers,
instrumental.
crank it all the way up.
That's when it turns
right,
into an
because I'm just like, I don't even know what to write to this. I just love listening to this.
I'm gonna ask you, so then how did you spark it? Like, how did you get to the point where you started to write?
To be honest, like death. Like we have had so many celebrities passing away that like at one point it was like every week somebody famous was dying and from our culture, and it just is like, oh my God, every day, every week. It just saw like we can't go a couple days without somebody dying. And it just had me in this mental state of like, nigga, what happens when it's you? Like, no, I'm not Kobe or DMX or any of the people who later would be in the video, but it just was like, but what happens when it's you? Like, what happens when it's over? And I'm not a star, which is part of what I say in the song, right? I say, like, we're all nothing, I'm nothing. I'm trying to figure out how to stop being nothing, leave a legacy, etc. But that's kind of what started the process, that it was like, these stars have these legacies. It impacts us all when they pass, you know, and it just kind of took me down a rabbit hole, no pun intended, of like, what do I do? Like, what do I do with these feelings, these thoughts? And I was like, oh yeah, where's that beat? And so I just started writing nothings.
I didn't know that. That was breaking news to me.
No?
I didn't know that. Yeah, that's why I was enjoying that. Yeah, I didn't know that. I think I called you, if I'm not mistaken.
He did.
I was like, let me just call this guy.
Flip calls me and he's like, son, use a different kind of songwriter. And I'm like, wait, what does that mean? Is that bad? He's like, no, nigga, like, this shit is crazy. What the fuck?
Shit.
Like,
that's good.
What, like, son? And then that's when he tells me, he's like, son, mad people had this beat and none of them did this with it. And at that time, you wasn't sure if Days had it or not. You was like, I think Days might have even had this beat at one point. But, and I stopped and was like, wait, did he write to it? Are we fucking up? What's going on? And hold the phone, nigga, because I love this shit. And he was like, no, he didn't write to it. I can't remember why. I don't even remember if he had it. But anyway, it don't matter, nigga. This shit is crazy. I'ma mix this tonight. So now let's flip it.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Pun intended.
So you don't use the beat, and then you find out I did a song to the beat.
Well, first of all, I found out you did a song to the beat. I'm impressed, but I'm not, because you know what I mean? And I mean that out of respect when I say that. Like, I'm impressed, but I'm not, because I know your pedigree. You know what I mean? But I'm impressed because, like I told you, I didn't know what I was gonna do to the record. And I didn't want the beat to be sitting around for a long time without anything being done to it. So you doing something to it so quick and me being able to hear the concept, I'm like, okay, this is dope. And I'm not gonna front. I didn't even know what somebody would do to it, let alone you. You feel what I'm saying? You always thinking outside the box. So when I heard it, I was intrigued. You feel what I'm saying? Knowing that, for one, you know, it was the same beat that Flip let me hear, but then knowing my guy jumped on it, You feel what I'm saying? And did what he did in such a short amount of time,
Right.
and made a substantial record. You know what I mean? So I was
And
definitely.
so y'all spoke.
I don't even remember. Oh well, we spoke. I think when we spoke, I was talking about keeping secrets, right? I was like, yo, y'all here keeping secrets, bro. Like, what's going on? So he's like, yo, what you mean? So, and it's funny because I think this is a perfect segue, right? That's when he was telling me like, nah, I think, Jay, that's when I was like, just do it. You know what I mean? This is what he do. He's like, nah, I think Jay went, he studied the website, and then he just picked out a bunch of beats that he felt, he wanted to work with, and then he just hollered at me. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, I see he approached it a different way. I don't remember the exact conversation, in its entirety for when he called me about the record, but I do remember that part. We were talking about like how you went and searched for beats on your own. And by the time you came to him, even some songs was written already.
Yep.
Right? Am I right? Some songs was written already. Mm-hmm. So at that point, what do, right? You come to the producer like, yo, son, I already wrote this
Right.
record. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and I think we was even talking about that too. He was like, yo, bro, like, once he let me hear the record is dope. He's like, at that point, what do you do?
Real quick, while we on Nothings, let's talk about how Nothings changed the game. We had this plan to do like some music videos that would be just like very simple and for promo use, but do other videos that would be real singles, quote unquote, and more complex, more locations, etc. And so we immediately decided Nothings would be a real single. It would be a full video. And I'm not going to say names, but somebody was telling me like, hey, if you film the footage, I'll take care of the editing for this price. Mm-hmm. So I kept trying to plan it with them like, all right, but when you need the footage? And they just kept telling me like, yo, just send the footage. Don't worry about it. Just send the footage. Just send the footage. I'm like, all right. So I go and I film Nothings all by myself. Never did that before. And and that was wild. And y'all will see some of that footage on the doc here. And I'm like, yo, I got that footage. He's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm like, yeah, how you want me to send it? Like, you want me to send it on Google Drive? It's all 4K footage, it's big files. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, yeah, however you want to send it. But when you want this video done? And I'm like, oh, yeah, like we spoke about, like, in like a month if possible. And he's like, yeah, not possible. And I'm like, what? What do you mean not possible? He's like, yeah, I'm not going to be around for basically the quick version is dude wasn't going to be around for like a month and a half before he could even start working on it. And then was like, but just send it to me and I'm going to start working on it at some point. And I was like, nah.
It's not working for me. Yeah.
Nah, that's not fly right there. We wanted, because we already had, right, I'm about to say, so we already had me and Flip like a timeline and a vision of like, we trying to start putting stuff out by this time. This is how we want to do it, etc. And it was just like, nah, he can't do that. And so now it became this thing of what are we going to do about this footage? Because I shot the footage for Keys and Nothings the same day. And they're just like, what are we going to do now? And so the answer was, well, we could find somebody else. But who knows how long that will take? Or, well, Jay, you got all the footage. Why don't you give it a shot?
Yeah.
And now, what are we, 6 months later at the time of recording this? I've now recorded and edited 9 videos by my lonesome.
Okay.
That's great.
And so, yeah, Nothings was the first problem child of this project.
Listen, I'm glad.
As much as we loved it, it was also as much as I hated it, because now I had to learn how the hell to edit a music video, which is extremely different than editing a podcast. Because everybody was like, oh, you about to edit videos? Yeah, that makes mad sense. You edit podcasts. And I was like, no, nigga, no, it doesn't make sense. Like all my peoples, when I spoke to them, they just was like, yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Don't you edit all your podcasts? I'm like, nigga, that's mad different. It's not the same. Like,
it's a little bit more that goes into it than that. Yeah.
Right. I'm like, it's totally different. Like, it's really easy to be like, oh, I shouldn't have said blah, blah, blah. Let me just cut that out of our podcast. Quick edit, no problem. Create a 4-minute video out of 8 million different things and B-roll footage and sync the music to the lips, and I just is like, fuck.
I'm just trying to figure out how we stop being nothings. How we stop being nothings. How we stop being nothings. That was real hard. Real hard.
So for some reason, my laptop is recording with a slight delay. So now I gotta line up the shit after I record each part. Good times. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah. Let's go, Flip. Back when I was sipping champagne by the pool, who'd have thought that I was getting played for a fool? Woo! All right, let me hear that one more time. I posted that clip on Instagram, and Flip was no longer in communication.
Yes.
And I'm like, all right, I'm going to just tag him and put it online. And I had sent Flip Fool that I just recorded, and he never hit me back. And was like, yo, I'm going to hit you back tonight when I listen to the song.
Damn, it might have been a...
Cause this is a pivotal part of this story.
Yeah, it might have been a couple months or something.
It was like 4 months
it was a couple
later.
Of months.
Flip was gone for 4 months. It was a
couple of months. Yeah, I had to take a little quick hiatus.
So things were going well.
Until they wasn't.
Until they wasn't. You know where this is about to go.
Oh, man.
So things were going well. We had a couple records mixed.
Okay.
A couple records, developing as well.
Yes.
We had a plan. And then Flip went missing. But you also were looking for Flip for quite some time. So tell me your experience of when Flip was MIA for 4 months, just as days, not as my friend who sees me stressed. We're going to get to that in a minute. But just days is looking for Flip for 4 months.
I know him a lot better than you do, so I was considerate towards some things, right? Personal things, lifestyle, focus, transitional shifts, as far as whatever circumstances taking place in his life at that time. So that's what I was more or less focused on and considering aside from the music. I was a little in the middle, right? I was like, all right, this is good, because we got stuff we need to do over here. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, is everything all right? Because I still got this record that we, and I still got some stuff in the tuck, but, that's
and now let's add the J to it. So now, listen, now I'm calling you. I'm texting you.
Yeah. Now I'm like mediating, right?
I'm like, son, where's your man? What's up with your man?
He's like, your man? Son, your man is wildin'.
Right. What's up with your man? I'm like, son, where's your man? You like, yeah, but Jay, did you call him? Yes. But Jay, did you call both numbers? I don't have a second number.
Like, did you send an email, son?
I'm like, son, I've sent several. You know what I'm saying? So tell me your side. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming to you. I'm stressed. I'm pressing you about your man.
Yeah. He's pressing me about my man, and I'm like, trying to advocate, of course, because I know, I know both of y'all. I know how you are much more, your principle as far as things, right? It's not really about the book, it's about the principle, right? It's not really about the item, it's about how we talked about how we was gonna go about the item.
Right.
So, trying to focus on that, but then still be considerable of what somebody else may be experiencing personally.
Right.
It's challenging. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like, both of these guys are my guys, they my bros, you feel what I'm saying? And I will hope that we could resolve this in a civilized fashion, as far as like still being able to create. Because I know that was my focus. My focus was like, all right, can we still create after this? Because I don't know if I'm going to be waiting 4 months every time we work on a project. Right. I don't know if I'm going to allow the brother to be disappearing on me in the middle of verses. Right. You know what I mean? I got trust issues.
Right.
You know
exactly.
But that was the focus, right? Being in the middle and trying to make sure that, you kind of navigate the situation efficiently.
Yeah, it was a stressful 4 months.
Yes, it was, bro. Yes, it was.
And it was a challenge because I don't got to hold back. We spoke about it, and the project was supposed to come out during that time. And
so
I
it got
was
pushed
left
back.
kind of holding the bag of what do I do? What do I do? Do I put it out? Do I not put it out? Do I hold some records and start something new? Like, it was this weird space of just limbo, which takes us to Respect the Cool Studios.
I feel like the camera was like, ooh.
Right.
Respect the Cool Studios, man.
So,
Shout out to...
Right. Shout out to Mike Black. And so Mike Black, I have a business relationship with for many years. Mike Black actually mixed this project, Food for Thought, my first project. And we have always had a great working relationship. And so I was able to reach out to Mike and, get things rolling. But now it was a weird situation because half the records were already mixed. But you can't take half the mixed record and half the unmixed records from two different engineers
Correct.
and just throw them together.
Correct.
And so it became this weird situation of like, oh, now I got to pay to get records mixed that was already mixed. And can Mike do it? And can he do it in a timely manner?
That part, right?
And the answer was yes to everything. Yeah. Yes, he was able to do it. Yes, he was able to do it in a timely manner. And so we went to the studio.
Yeah.
That's when the homie Mike Black entered the like wifey say. That's when he entered the chat. You know what I mean? I was like, oh,
Facts.
okay.
Yeah, I'm ready to hear these drones. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Tell me,
I ran
said
over
it
here.
was
You
met my daughter
Let me get
building
before
before
this
she got
nigga
the
get on
building.
song number 3.
Job.
That's flip.
Yep.
How you get to pay email them beats?
Yes, it is.
That's hard. That's hard.
Nigga Dave said,
You know, different people bring different stuff out of you, so that's why I'm like, I know you was on it. I know you was in his ear. Nah, change this, move that, move this. Oh yeah, I like your flow on this.
Sounds
yeah,
good, bro.
Yeah, I like
The
it.
second verse is definitely off. Like I said, I tried to line it up, but I'm no engineer. So.
I'm mixing out no expectations.
Thank you, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's why I said let's start with this one because I know this one gonna be the pain in the ass. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but you sound good though.
Thank you.
You sound comfortable. You sound real comfortable.
Thank you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So all I do is put controlling plug in there.
You know what I mean?
Said it was real. You met my daughter.
It's nothing like the comfortability of recording your crib. That's why I'm saying that to you. I don't think this one like I'm really doing that. So I got 3.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Then you can take a break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was different.
It's different recording in your crib. You know what I mean?
Said it was real.
The excitement, like I'm asleep, like oh, I go by the bed.
Right.
Oh, I made this down. All right, Joe. Okay. Joe Buttons came out.
That's funny.
Joe Buttons came out.
I'm never mad when niggas compare me to Joe. You know what I'm saying? Never mad at that.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm talking about them intricate verses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The real shit.
The old mood
The
music.
shit that Drake was saying 10 years ago, man, I'm just such a fan of how you put your songs together.
And now he
That
doing
shit.
the whole shit. Now he doing the
This shit
whole
sound like
shit.
some like what's that? It sound like crunk. Got that crunk vibe to it.
It's that double bass drum.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a sample in there?
Yeah.
I just heard that.
I just heard it too. But the way he made the beat, it gives that crunk vibe. That double bass you said there.
See that?
Use off right there.
I'm telling you, that's what I'm telling you about the laptop.
Shit. That sounds like real crunkish, bro.
Yeah, I get that. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah, this hard. This shit busted. This shit is. Use that fresh laundry on a Sunday.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Think about when you try to teach me about fashion. Walk around the city talking about
with this track because there's a change I want to make to the beginning. There's a lot of empty space in the beginning, so I want to put the hook, the first 4 bars. You know, the hook we repeat 8 bars, but I want to put 4 bars right before the verse starts. Chill, Poppy, I don't wanna leave you leaking. Crowbar, oh, what a feeling. I'm just sitting here trying to win. Inhale weed like oxygen. Sitting on Jack, not oxygen. Talking to the same friend. Put it down like go to. Talk about the bullshit she would do. Talk about the kids I was waiting for. No dilemma, she's my boo. You would too, if you knew what this girl would do to you. Look how she danced with the crew. What you think the moves are new? And she paid, no charade. Now it's time to go get lady till we get caught by the maid. But before the escapade.
I like the beat. He did a good job with hype. It drops.
Got a man, but we creeping. If you knew what this girl would do to you, look how she danced with the crew. What you think the moves are new? Man, but we creeping.
Get caught by the maid.
Gotta get caught by the maid, you know what I'm saying?
Get caught by the maid.
Is that a clean getaway?
You know what I'm saying?
Is that a clean getaway?
You know what I'm saying?
You know, I thought about that football player that ran out on the three prostitutes.
Oh, that's what that was?
Yeah, they was taping him. I think that he probably peeped they was trying to tape him.
And he did.
And he just ran out, or he just being in there and just ran out. And then she chased him down the hall.
Oh my goodness.
She chased him down the hall, butt naked. You gonna give me my bread? That was wild. Internet is crazy.
Mike, you know this guy's clip too?
Chill, Poppy, I don't wanna leave you leaking. Crow.
Was high school with him. We all did.
Oh, okay.
Got a man, but we creeping. Got no worship in the God
He
like
came after we graduated, so we were revisiting as alumni.
Oh, you're right.
That's what it was. We were revisiting as alumni.
Oh, fact. Okay, yeah.
I kept trying to figure out what the hell do I do, because we had a plan of like, this is gonna come out, this is how we're gonna roll it out, this is what's gonna go on, and then Flip was gone. And I was left with new music he hadn't even heard, that I'm like, I don't even know if he's gonna like this. I don't know if he's gonna have critiques. I don't know what to do. And he just was gone.
Listen, you made the right call.
And so
You made the right call. No.
Thank you. I tried to just do like I was riding a bike and just keep pedaling forward.
You put your business out there.
I put my business in the streets.
Call it what it is. You put your business out there.
Yeah, I put my business in the streets. I sure do. Yeah. I'm one of those rappers.
I sent Fool to a bunch of people. You know, I was sharing it around. I was like, you know, this is my co-host. You know, he's doing his thing, whatever. And I got so many hits back that were like, is this true? Did this really happen?
I think I called him on that too.
2 most asked questions are, is this real? And then the follow-up question is, why did you put this on a song?
Right.
Even in the studio when we were mixing it, Mike Black was like repeating lines back as he's listening to it. And he's like, what did she do though? I was like, Mike, you didn't listen to it? Yeah, and he says that. I was like, I looked at Days was in the studio. I'm like, Mike trying to get the tea. And Mike was like,
That's
yes,
comedy.
I want the tea.
Comedy.
Tell me.
That's
And
comedy.
I'm like, Mike, it's in the song. He's like, but there's not enough details. And me and Days bust out laughing because we like, there's mad details in the song.
Yeah, do is listen.
Yeah.
What happened at the pool? You say you been played by Fool. Sure he played you?
To the record. The record tells you plenty. Nigga said, I want the tea.
I want the motherfucking tea, nigga.
It's on the record. Plenty of it is on the record. Like,
how many sugars you want?
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know what to say, right? It's like the tea. I was like, I gotta give the tea. I don't even know exactly what we referencing per se.
But you was there for the real life events that are mentioned in Fool, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Back when I was sipping champagne
by the pool, yeah. I was able to see it in real time. You feel what I'm saying? So it's funny because even when I listen to the record, right? Like when I listen to the record, I could kind of like envision the timeline.
Now let's fast forward. You sitting in the studio, you hearing Fool for the first time. What's going through your head?
You know, listening to you express it, right? Listening to you express it the way you expressing it, because it's of course from your POV, right? We all got different POVs versus you,
right?
Right?
I say this because I feel like we share this. I always feel like if you could turn your pain into something more, it's a beautiful thing in my opinion, right? Like some people say turn your pain into profits.
Yeah.
Cool. We're not making profits off the music today. Like the streaming numbers don't pay shit. But I feel like if I could make a record that started as pain, but now you could relate to it, this person could dance to it. This person feels like, man, I really love this one phrase. I feel like you turned your pain into some whole other beautiful thing. And also, being an asshole, I feel like, look what my pain is out there doing. You know what I'm saying? Look at them bumping my pain. You know what I'm saying? They bumping that on the speakers right now. You know what I'm saying? Look at my baby out there doing things. Because you got records like that too. I'm not going to quote them, but you got records where you take your pain, package it up, send it out to the world. You know what I mean? And some of us get to play it on repeat mode or put it on the speakers. Or
Well, that's like a audible journal, right?
Right.
Audible journal. Then you know what's another thing too? You get to hear it back. Like imagine listening to that 15 years later.
Right.
Right. Like
sometimes that's good.
But
and
I think
sometimes, well, I'm speaking from experience. Yeah. Sometimes it's good, and other times you'd be like, should I? Maybe that one line Maybe I didn't have to say that one line.
Well, at that moment you did. At that time in your
life.
Right,
but you know, but you said 15 years later. So now that we got records that have been 15 years later, you know, sometimes I listen back and I'm like, I guess that one line you could have.
Yeah, and which leads me to say my next point, right? You were always comfortable just like saying things that was happening in your life. I feel sorry for the people that it was happening to. I feel sorry for the people. Yo, because sometimes I think about that, like people be like, damn, man, I'm going to be a verse one day.
Hey, listen. I'm
going to be a verse one day, Jay. Like, let me not skip him in line. I'm going to be an album cover.
I said on Could Have Been. I said on Could Have Been. Yeah. They say her the artist and you live forever.
I know, son, but nobody don't want to be in a verse because they skipped you in line.
But son, do you want to live forever, though?
In that moment, though, like I got to be remembered as a skipper.
Yep. Shouldn't have been no line skipping ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Stay in line. You know what I'm saying? If you stay in line, you'll be fine. If you stay in line, you'll be fine. You feel what I'm saying? Shit.
Yo.
In revealing certain things about yourself, you're also revealing things about people adjacent to you or people who have been within your orbit. So do you ever worry about how people will receive what you put out there?
I think it depends on your relationship with the person. There are songs that I've written that are very personal, where I've shared things about my experience that was tied directly to others. I may not mention the person by name, but you may know a piece of the story and say, oh, he's talking about Grey Tank Top. This could directly affect Grey Tank Top for the few people who know, or you never know what could happen. And so in those instances, yeah, I have reached out to Grey Tank Top in that example and said, hey, I'm considering writing a song about this experience. Are you okay with me sharing that? Or are you okay with me sharing what should I not say or mention? Here's my thought. And we'll have a conversation. In other instances, I have not discussed anything because me and that person are no longer tied together, or the things have changed so drastically that I may not care how they feel. I think there are different instances, and I think that depending on the relationship and your feeling about that person, then you will make moves accordingly. Fast forward, by the time Flip hears Hatter, the entire project is done, mixed and mastered by Mike Black. Okay. So this experience, and that's why I said we got to pause and go back for a second. This is where shit gets totally different for Flip and Flip's experience, because Flip hasn't heard like half the songs. Okay. And it's done now when Flip resurfaces. Facts. I'm like, yo, the project is done XYZ. You like, oh, all right, send that to me. Tell us what happened when you start hearing all these records that you hadn't heard before.
Right. Well, I tell you this, it starts from building building trust. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just from past working experience that we already had. So when you sending me the
Okay.
songs, it's not like I'm sitting there worried, like, oh, I hope this sounds good. I just wanted to hear it. Like, I was like, all right, let me see what we got. And I had so many questions. I was like, wait. I was like, who mixed this? And I already kind of figured. And he was like, Mike Black. I was like, okay, copy. I was like, all right, but that made me feel good because I was like, it could have been anybody. That's why I was like, who mixed this? When she said Mike Black,
Right.
I was like, perfect. I met Days and Mike Black the same day. Like, literally, yeah. I met them the same day. I'm a little bit younger than them, so I went to the school that they had graduated from, and they were there performing for us. And I was like, was this like a talent show? Like, I didn't understand what was going on. And then when they came out and started performing, I was like, oh, these niggas can rap. I was like, who's these guys? And that's how we linked up.
That's 100% accurate. That was that was Cafe Malik. What he's talking about is for the orientation when they bring new kids in, they will have like performances, like a performance segment. And it will incorporate other students that went to the school as well. So they got to see us, they got to see other, poets and singers and dancers and stuff like that. And I think it was a great intro, you know what I mean? But it's dope to hear him talk about
That's
it.
why I said it.
So I'm listening, I'm like, yo, he did a good job. So then you know me, now I'm listening as an engineer, but then I'm listening as a producer. And I'm listening, I was like, but he did a great job.
Right.
He did a great job, man. You know what I mean? Like, salute to Mike Black,
Yeah.
definitely. He did a great job. But as far as the project itself, when I heard it, I was shocked. Because I'm like, damn, I produced all of these. Like, you know what I mean?
This is all me. Oh, he didn't kick me out.
Right. I was like,
he kept it with all
like,
me.
all right. I was like, all right. So I'm listening to him, and then now that you sent them all to me, I had an advantage because I was able to play them back to back to back to back. And I was like, I like this mix of songs. It was the first time that I really heard all the songs together like that. And I was like, what's the actual track list? Remember, I was like, what's the actual order of these? Because I was like,
and I didn't know yet.
Yeah.
I had two different
Yeah, like
options
3 different
that I was
track
messing
lists.
around with.
So for me, the challenge is this. It's called Mad Hatter. It's not supposed to flow smoothly. It's kind of supposed to jump all over the place. And the idea is none of the songs are supposed to sound the same. And so the beat selection and everything was kind of already all over the place. And that's what inspired the title before there was even any of this Alice in Wonderland shit. Just like the beat selection is like, nigga, I don't know how this is going to go together. Because all of this shit is mad different. So that's why I have those two kind of different setups for the sequencing.
Right.
So now that you heard both, you have to let me know your thoughts. And again, I'm not opposed to making a new third version if y'all feel like it should sound different than the two versions you already heard.
Well, I feel like the first one flew it just
really smooth.
Yeah.
Because I don't think smooth is a bad thing if it comes across still like this shit is all over the place. Like, it's supposed to be, like, that's what inspired the whole Mad Hatter thing. It's like, this nigga's nuts, right? And so that's kind of the whole thing, right? And so,
I mean, we're missing a couple songs.
well, that's why I did the Hatter record with all that 8 million Alice in Wonderland references. But yeah.
I'm not opposed to the first one either, though. I think that, like, for the most part, you're capturing what you want.
Okay.
Like, it's like essentially with both set lists.
Okay.
Like, I mean, as far as picking one, I think it's really just the one you favor the most because there's no really, like, no real sequential order, right? Like, no need for it.
Okay.
I mean, you could, the reason why I said the second one, because I feel like the first 4 songs are aligned really good.
Okay.
I don't know about alignment, but they definitely, the beats contrast to each other. So that's why I was like, for the second one, if you just want it to be like one moment we happy and we turn it up, and then the next moment we just like, I'm alright. Like, everybody's dead, pour one out for the homies, then that's fine.
Pour one out for the homies. Wow. Pour one out for the homies. Yep.
So yeah, I think the second one.
So if y'all feel that version set list 1 flows smoothly, I'm not against that. I just want to make sure that the theme.
What do you out of the set list? Which one's your favorite?
So I had version 1 for Mad Long, and I feel like it flows smoothly. I feel like version 2 is more chaotic. And I kind of like that, but I don't know if it's necessary, right? And so if version 1 flows smoothly and it sounds like a good body of work, I'm okay with that. But I also feel like, one, life is about options. And two, if it's Mad Hatter, I'm not against some chaos. But I see both sides, which I do often, right? And so that's why I said, okay, Chris, we speak about this type of stuff all the time. Kia has a great ear for music. And so I wanted to bring y'all together and kind of see what the three of us would come up with sitting together, which is why I said I'm not against a third version, right? So if y'all was like, yeah, but what does this sound like after this? And then we kind of created a third version, I'm not against that either.
How it sounds, either one of them will be fine. Okay. Yeah. It's not until you get into the explanations of why or what, then you can sort of create a different opinion. But if you don't go into any of that,
it just sounds
cool.
Yeah,
and you, oh, go ahead, Chris.
No, I mean, the reason why, like, the idea that it's Mad Hatter and then we just have songs on it, I don't feel like there is a need for sequential order if it's not intended.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, because in the end, people are always going to just skip to the songs they like.
Okay.
So when it comes down to sequential order, I don't think it's like necessarily something we should be thinking heavily on. Because, and considering the nature of this project, like Mad Hatter, it's like, it pretty much is that, right? Like it's this references galore, but it's not like it's sequenced in a way that it needs to tell a story, because the stories throughout the whole song, it's just references throughout like the lore throughout all the songs, like spread out pretty much, right? That's what I think. I think that it's really, like I said, it's the way that you want to put it. Like, what I remember, the first set list was. It was pretty good. It was like it didn't seem like it was super off to me, or like there were moments where I'm like, nah, it's too chaotic for it at all. Like, and the same thing with the second. It was just kind of, it all flowed to me in a way.
Okay. I know niggas are gonna go and be like, oh, this song goes on this playlist. I like this for that. I do the same thing, but I also sit and listen to a body of work. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. I feel like it's deserved at least once. That's my argument. It's like, it's not intended to listen to all the time like that, but the first listen, it's like, you don't go to the movies and be like, yo, skip this. Like, yo, I don't want to see this intro, yo.
Get to the fight.
Like, so.
Nigga said, when does he die?
Then that's another thing. I went to high school with Chris. Talking
White
about
Chris.
Oh.
Yeah, so when I found that out, that was random. I was like, wait, him? I went to school with him. So yeah. I didn't even.
That's really.
How
even
funny
know he
is
was
that?
in the music. Like, I was like, word? Like, it's crazy. Small world.
Yeah. Tiny. That's why I said.
Very small world.
Big old New York. Super small. This might not work. Number one, in the creative process, it was like, this could be a major fail. Yeah, we're saying we're going to put all of these songs together that do not sound sonically like they belong together. That might not work. It could sound absolutely terrible. And even when it finally all was recorded, it still was like, now we got to make sense of how to put this all together as a product. Like, what is this order going to be like? And that in itself drove me nuts. So to me, and today when we're recording this, the project is still not out. So maybe it won't work. Like, we still don't really know. So like, there are a few of us who have heard the whole thing and yeah, we like it, but who knows how it's going to be received in general. Like, it's all a risk. It's all possible that people would just be like, yeah, I fuck with these 3 songs, but I don't know why I did this.
I feel that.
How do we get to the point where you break up the songs? So we have Tea Party, we have Rabbit Hole. How do we
that
get
came
to
from
that?
breaking up the project into 3 projects came from 2 things. One, now it's 2023. Actually, now at this point it's 2024 and we've passed the deadline we set for each other, right? We passed that deadline and now also Flip is nowhere to be found. And I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? Because I'm on my own in more than one way. And so I'm also thinking like today, cats put music out all the time, except for like the huge artists. Huge artists could do whatever they want, but regular artists, they're dropping stuff every 6 months, once a year. Some people more frequent than that. Meanwhile, the last project I put out was 2021. And so I'm like, it's been 3 years. I'ma just roll out a project with almost no promotion all by myself. Nah, I think I gotta split these up and kind of create a slow cooking situation where we slowly roll it out and bring you to what really was the whole thing from the beginning. And choosing what songs went where was not really that hard once I knew the theme, because you already know the last one is Mad Hatter. So it's like, if the last one is Mad Hatter, just think about Alice in Wonderland, right? Like, what happens first? She falls through the rabbit hole, right? Then at some point, there's a tea party. So it's like, just think about the major parts people remember about the first movie, which also I know after doing all this research and speaking to people and doing the songs and mixing the songs, I know most people don't even realize the Tim Burton movies are part 2 and 3 of the old 50s cartoon. So really, I just got to think about that first movie and how people remember it. And that's why I was like, all right, so it's going to have to be Rabbit Hole, Tea Party, and eventually Mad Hatter. So that's how we get there. Yeah.
That's a great.
So
You the man for that. No,
what'd you
I
say?
said you the man. Yeah,
Oh,
I have nothing to
thank
say
you.
on that one. Like you the man for that one.
Thanks. I just was thinking about like, the way things kind of happen today. And it's just like, all right, yeah, to put out a project by myself of this kind of craziness, I don't think it's smart to just dump it on people. Better to just slowly roll it out. We get to Lats, and I always got to include some politics in my raps. And so I decided I wanted to start a series. And so this is really part 1. And so live at the scene, I wanted to do this thing where it's kind of like, a person working for the news, kind of just reporting like, hey, here's everything that's going on. And so that was before I even did the video. When I did the video, I didn't even have the idea of like, I'm gonna act like I'm on the news for real. Originally, I was gonna take like this teeny tiny microphone I have and go stand in front of like some graffiti and do it. And then later on, I got this idea of like, what if I act like I'm on the news? And then at that point, I was already editing videos and again hit flip and was like, okay, I got another crazy idea. I think I could make the video look like the news.
I was like, you're gonna make it look like the news. And then when I saw it, I said, oh, we got the whole. I was like, okay. I was like, I see what you mean. Once I saw it, it made perfect sense. I was like, all right, got it.
Right. Yeah, no, we're gonna try to get some of this footage. Cameraman, can you follow me? Yeah, no, right here is good. Yeah, yeah, no, this is good. Okay, let's go. Ready? Okay, let's go. Around election time, we try to do ads for Lats, but unfortunately, Meta and YouTube both denied it, saying we used AI to manipulate the news. That was false.
Botanical Gardens in the Bronx has this whole Alice in Wonderland theme until October. I did not know that when recording this project. And so I'm going to go to the Bronx Botanical Gardens and get all these different pictures to use for it, and probably some B-roll footage.
That's like mad. Like that's like very clutch. What the fuck?
I was gonna say, well, why are you gonna do the Alice in Wonderland thing with the drink?
So I did go to the Botanical Gardens. As you can see, here's some of the footage, but this was all very different than what was advertised. That rabbit looked way bigger in all of the ads. It was definitely an Alice in Wonderland exhibit. I mean, even this water was Alice in Wonderland, but it wasn't what I really thought I was gonna get. And so now we tap into our network. This is O from O Tassie Events, and she was able to help curate a new vision. What you later would see as the cover for Tea Party and a bunch of promo stuff came from this photo shoot here. And so I just want to give a special shout out to O of O Tassie Events, because without her, the new vision for artwork, the replacement for the artwork, because the Alice in Wonderland theme thing was a bust, it wouldn't have been possible without O. And so we are forever grateful to her.
It's on?
Yeah, it's on.
You got some editing to do. You got some editing to do, Jay. I want to say some shit.
We got some editing to do.
Flashbacks, we went on Dre. Smile on my face when you greet me with hey.
That was actually really good.
No Drizzy.
No BBL, Drizzy. BBL, Drizzy.
I'm chewing niggas' ears off like Tyson when they want to talk about giving me a beat, producing some shit. I don't give a fuck if you heard some shit 20 years ago, nigga. I don't want nothing from 20 years ago. Give me some shit right now off the muscle. Word the mother, I don't want to hear you. I heard your song from 15 years ago. I don't want none of that boom bap shit, nigga. I don't want none of that. Word the mother, nigga. Word the mother, nigga. I need some exquisite, extravagant. You feel what I'm saying? Exquisite. Right?
I was at the bar, sipping an old fashioned. Think about when you tried to teach me about fashion. Walk around the city talking about color blocking. And Tweedledum still around, they say he's an asshole. Mouse is on a hound, then they say that she done killed a
I saw that, Dex.
Want some tea? Chill with me. Tell the mouse it's about to be a party where I MC high TOPP, and we going all out. All the trimmings all out. Magic.